Okay, picking up from the last video, it's not enough that I've just declared these arrays. I need to give each one of these 100 x variables and 100 new y variables, 200 variables in total, initial values. I want each one to have their own random number. So I'm going to use a for loop. Because the arrays are the same size, I can use the same for loop. So I'm going to say for int I equals 0, I is less than 100, I plus plus, and I'm going to give each value of x. So there's no variable called xi. There's x0, there's x1, there's x2, there's x3, there's x4, all the way up to x99. So each one of those is going to get its own value between 0 and 500. And then the same thing for all the y values. So now I've got 100 x values, x variables, and 100 y variables, each with a random number 0 to 500. So here in my ellipse, what do you think I'm going to use for those x and y locations? Take a guess. You can ask a friend. What do you think it'll be? Did you say x, I, and y, I? Because if so, you were right. So now, if you play, each one of these stars has its own unique x value and own unique y value. So there's 200 variables in all. A couple of things to think about. What would happen if you wanted to make 200 stars? Can I just play now? Think to yourself what's going to happen. Then give it a try. Oh, stop. Play again. I still am only seeing 100 stars. You can pause here and count them if you want. It's still just 100. I've said my arrays, each one of my arrays has a value of 200, but I haven't actually initialized values or placed ellipses for 200 stars. I've only done it for 100 in these loops, so you need to update the loops as well. Now I've got 200 stars. If you want, you can pause and count them. All right, so what would, on the other hand, if I wanted to make my 200 stars, but I forgot to update the values of the size of each of these arrays? What's going to happen now? Take a guess. Did you guess array out of bounds exceptions 100? Here it's saying, hey, your array is only 100 long. You only array has a size of 100, and you're trying to make 200 variables. Can't do it. The reason, of course, why we can initialize all these values in one for loop is because the arrays are the same size. If one of them had a size of 200, I would need a different for loop to initialize these variables. So here we go. We've made 100